I'm doing a quick DIY video over the Loupedeck. So I'm going to try to apply a lot of macros to it and try to get it really set up for...
Well, I look quite different now, and my opinion on editing is different too. So I kind of wanted to show you all why I switched from that Loupedeck to the Streamdeck for editing and what apps and programs I use now. But overall, I used to use that Loupedeck. I had some things I liked about it, I had some things I didn't like. It was a newer software at the time. I've not gone back to it since. We actually ended up selling it so I could switch over to my new Streamdeck. So overall, I just kind of want to tell you about why I switched to it, what it really can do that I like more on the Streamdeck. Besides, I do like the button layout way more and the ability to customize. It's a lot more beginner friendly, I feel. But if you are an editor wondering, should you do the Streamdeck or should you do the Loupedeck, here's why I picked the Streamdeck. Oop, look at that, Streamdeck, there he is. I've been using this instead of the Loupedeck for a little bit now, mostly because I find that it's just easier to page out my macros and whatnot. So my main page looks something like this. I'll probably show you the footage on the computer to kind of give you the idea, and we'll start looking at it right now. This is what I like. Currently how I've set up. I don't know if this will follow. It will. Cool. So in reality, I switched over to it because the first one was a little janky. It was like a Chrome web extension, which a lot of things are. So the main reason why I switched over to using the Streamdeck instead was, and in honesty, I was more of a novice editor at the time I got that than I was ready for that tool. I didn't have things I necessarily needed macroed right now, but I would say I've created 4 to 5 macros. I've definitely made things an auto hotkey to help me out that has helped. That's from Taryn, Linus's editor, had that advice and really showed you a lot about what he did to set things up. But for me, Streamdeck was all around easier. So here you see I've set it up for, I can open up all my file extensions through here. So not file extensions, but let's say I need to get to our ad spot file for some reason. Boom, here we go, ad spot. Here's all the companies we're working with or have worked with or whatever. So easy to get to. If I need to get to our raw files, I can do the same. So if I need to open up different tabs, I can go to Epidemic Sound to get music. I can go to Envato Elements to get different stock footage. I can go check out our main channel. I like these sorts of extensions. I believe the time when I was working on Loupedeck, it didn't really have these to a good degree. Specifically, the ability to open up your own like files, that was frustrating. I couldn't open up a raw files folder, I couldn't do that. Now, I've grown to not necessarily use that all the time, but I want to have the options to. Moving into it, I have all of our stuff here. So the sword and stone you see on there is Excalibur. That allows me to go through and click on Excalibur, and then I can open it up, and then I can quickly access any effect in Premiere. So let's go ahead and open this up. Premiere file, boom. Let's say I need Excalibur, I can hit Excalibur button. Here it is, and now let's say I want to add some blur to this, Gaussian blur. It would be added to the selected clip. I didn't have one selected at the time, so it didn't do anything. But let's say I wanted to go ahead and adjust the settings for Excalibur. I have the button for that on my Streamdeck, very nice and easy. You'll see I have all these different settings. Hotkey to very weird things. Control-Alt-P. Because I had to get obscure to try to avoid ones that Premiere already has hotkeyed. And so Control-Alt-P, I've taken that macro and put it onto my Streamdeck, and then I click that button. Now, this is an effect that works fine for the Loupedeck as well if you're thinking about using it. But the Loupedeck really shines when it comes to like color correction or nudging clips or adjusting volume live. In my workflow, I don't do much color correction unless it's a shot that's blown out or messed up. So for me, those knobs and whatnot just had extra functionality and buttons, and at the time I was a beginner, that was too many options. I had to think of what could go on every single one of them. Having the 4 different panels, I had to remember what each button did, and this one I can follow it through. I can go, oh, well, there's my shots there. Here's all my different shots I've set up. Well, now let's go back. Now I want to label something. Well, there, I can go ahead and label the colors. So my first run through of anything, I can go through and label the different clips. I could have accomplished this on the CT, but I think if you're kind of beginner moving to novice, I think combining Excalibur to create these small pans and preset would be great for you. But the Loupedeck CT, really, I think if you're gonna be working on that, maybe you should look at something like DaVinci instead of Premiere Pro and look at something with more color correction tools, because then you're really gonna get your money's worth. But Blackmagic Design makes all these other tools and things you wanna do. So let me look it up here. I can't remember the exact one, color grading tools. And really, you wanna be able to do it more across the color wheel rather than up or down. You, I'm sure, can go through and mess with that and get it to be where one knob does, you know, the x-axis and one does the y-axis. But I don't think that the Loupedeck CT really can cover that. Now, if you're looking at the full-size Loupedeck, like so, then you might have a better chance on doing this. Like I've never owned this full model, but I just don't feel that that's going to do justice over something like the Resolve panel. By the way, let's see, color grading trackballs. I can't remember the name of it. Let me try to find this tool for you before I hop off this. Well, I'm failing to find this tool, but there is a trackball. It looks almost like this, but there's 3 of them side by side. This is a great tool if you want to get into color grading to a higher degree. It'll allow you to adjust the DaVinci Resolve, things like this. You're going to be looking at this, yeah, lift, gamma, gain, and offset. You can go through and adjust these more regularly, look how many knobs, whatnot they have. So unless you're really going to spend the time to learn the CT and get into it, I would say you go for the Streamdeck. It's cheaper overall. Yeah, the CT is $500, but let's go Loupedeck Live, because that's the one I had. $269, and I just don't feel for that price you're really going to get all your money's worth compared to you. If you're really beginner, just shoot, get the Deck Mini. You can make as many folders inside of folders as you want, so that way you can keep going in and out and all that stuff. But the nice thing is the Live or the CT starts immediately as a tool for Premiere and DaVinci. Well, if you look at the Streamdeck, it doesn't start as a tool for that. It has accessibility for it, but you have to more make it fit and mold it. So find a plugin that allows you to control it and manipulate it with the Streamdeck. But if you're looking to just jump straight into it and you want a tool that's already made for it and has some presets that you may just want to learn, then go to the Loupedeck. But if you're somebody who wants to have a more open source, I think you go Streamdeck. And especially if you're looking to come in with a little bit less money, you could buy both the Streamdeck Mini and then go and buy Excalibur. By the way, look up, there might be other options besides Excalibur, but Excalibur is $75. Well, there you go. If you were curious about why I switched from that or why I recommend the Streamdeck over the Loupedeck, that would be why. So feel free, follow, subscribe. If you have any questions about editing or whatnot, leave them below. I'll try to answer them for you. I hope this video helped with your decision, and I'll probably leave a link to both the CT, the Live, and the Streamdeck in the bottom. So I'll probably also leave one to Excalibur just in case you all want to use it. That's what I recommend, and I think I have a video on DIY about that. So otherwise, thank you all for watching.